Hi, and welcome to my channel. For those of you new, my name is Dave and I work in financial services, and these videos are a mixture and journey towards financial freedom. They will cover financial products, financial well-being, so you, like me, can reach your goals sometime in the future. Now let's get into this latest video. This latest video is relatively simple. It's about how you sort your finances out in 2023 to improve your financial position. First of all, what you may want to do is make a plan. Sounds simple, but get the wheels in motion. Firstly, write down a list of all your bank accounts, your savings, your assets, your liabilities, any life insurance products you may have, and one thing you may wish to do is check your will. If you do have one, is it up to date? Do you need to create one, or was it created many years ago and have your circumstances changed? As a result of these basic simple actions, it will make your starting point easier and a point of contact, shall we say, whether you're in a good or a bad financial position at your current scenario. Now, once you have these details, make some plans and goals of what you want your finances to be, let's just say 3 months, 6 months, or this coming Christmas. Do you have any plans for any so-called expensive purchases, such as a nice holiday, home improvements, a new car? And if so, how are you going to fund these so-called big ticket items? Will you use expensive debt such as a bank loan, a credit card? Will you save that money over the coming months? What about your biggest monthly expense? Let's just say, do you have an outstanding mortgage? Is your fixed term coming to an end? And how much will your so-called monthly payments increase? And how will you cover this increase? Now, the end of 2022, interest rates were quite low. The average interest rate for the 2 and a 5 year fixed deal in the UK was well below 2%. Rates have obviously increased. Average rates are now in between 5 and 6%, which is a huge increase for anyone with a very large mortgage balance. What sort of effect would this have on your monthly payments? What about your day-to-day finances? And a simple example, my current deal ends in April this year. I have shopped around, I am staying with my current provider, but my payments will be increased by nearly £50 a month. Now, I've permanently set my own goals for this year to cover basic points such as my level of savings in the emergency fund, my total portfolio balance in my stocks and shares ISA, my private pension, my workplace pension, and also what sort of outstanding balance I would like on my mortgage account, because at the moment I pay overpayments of up to 10%, so I don't incur any fees and charges. So make that your starting point. What is your current position now? What would you like to be, say, at the end of 2023? So after you've set some kind of plan or some kind of goals, how are you going to create that process? Well, one thing you maybe should do is create a simple budget or stop wasting money. Do some kind of budget covering where your money goes. Are you living within your means? Are you living paycheck to paycheck? Are you constantly using an overdraft whereby you incur monthly fees and charges? Set yourself some time, take out a notepad, create a simple spreadsheet, track your expenses, let's just say over a 3-month period. Now, you may be surprised at what your income is going on. Is it wasted on daily coffees, eating out, socialising? Or do you spend a lot of money on clothes, entertainment, leisure activities, or commuting to work? Or what about regular holidays? Now, it may seem these amounts may be small each day, but over the course of a month or 12 months, it all adds up, and these figures may well surprise you. Now, I'm not saying you stop spending and avoid all contact with friends and family and people, but are there areas you can come back on? Do you need to create some kind of financial buffer? Can you reduce any undue financial stress or financial worry? Or do you have expensive car payments such as a loan or lease payments for the next few months, few years? Or do you upgrade your phone every time the latest version comes out or at the end of each contract? And if you do have any debts, loans, credit cards, are you paying expensive fees and interest rate charges? Could you reduce your debts? Could you clear any outstanding balances? So you're not paying the banks or building societies money, you're not making other people rich, but you can actually use them funds to be working on your behalf for you and improving your financial situation. Now, in order to sort your finances out, one thing you may wish to do is simplify the number of accounts you hold. Do you personally find yourself struggling to control the number of banks or number of building societies or the number of financial apps you may have on your mobile phone? What about all your passwords? Can you remember them? Now, ideally, you should have one day-to-day account, an emergency fund which is readily accessible for a worst case scenario, and it may well be you have some kind of savings bank account or built side account for a specific purpose which you can access at a short, simple notice. Okay, it may well be you have a simple stocks and shares ISA or a cash ISA. What about regular savings accounts, which may well give you a better rate of interest? Now, these normally accounts are normally for a fixed term, let's just say 12 months or 18 months or 2 years, but it may well be you are limited the contributions and what you can pay in, but it will give you a better rate of interest count. Now, whether these accounts are done online or a passbook, are you able to manage control these accounts? Do you have, as we said, numerous passwords? Can you remember them? Okay. You may wish to simplify the number of accounts you have. Okay. You may wish to review them accounts. Are these accounts paying you really poor amount of interest? Now, over the past few months, the Bank of England has increased interest rates several times. Now, as a result, savings accounts, interest rate accounts have been increased. They are still way below inflation, but make your money work for you, okay? Ideally, you want your finances to be working in the best possible way. And a simple example for myself, I personally have a day-to-day current account. My salary goes in, all my bills and direct debits have come out of it. I then have an emergency fund. I have a regular account. I pay in so much each month, and it will pay for an annual holiday each year around my birthday. I have one stocks and shares ISA account with the same provider, and I will build up contributions every year. I've had that for the past, say, 5 years. I have premium bonds, and that's it. Nice and simply, shall we say, but my accounts are manageable, they're controllable, and I know where all my savings and investments are. So make that a priority. Simplify any numerous accounts you have and make your accounts work for you moving forwards. Now, it may seem many years down the road, but one thing you may wish to do is consolidate your pensions. As part of my day-to-day job, I advise people on the options of what they can do about the pensions, accessing from the age of 55. But it surprises me the number of people who change jobs regularly and have numerous workplace pensions policies from different providers that they've worked for. Now, in the past, people worked what we saw for the same employer. We had what we call a job for life. But over recent years, times have changed and people move jobs every few years. Now, it may well be for a pay increase to improve one's position. It may well be from, shall we say, to improve your career. Or it may well be because the employer's circumstances have changed. Now, I personally left my previous employer of 29 years by volunteering 3 years ago. Okay, what about your current scenario? Now, can you manage the paperwork for these numerous pensions? They will all have different conditions attached to them. They will all have different ages of access by some kind of default. Now, each pension policy will have different fees, different charges. They may well have benefits or special features attached to them. Do you review them? Are they losing money? Are they making money? Are they relatively small in value because you have moved jobs? Are they being eaten away by fees and charges? What are they worth now? What will they be worth at a later date? So look at your illustrations, look at, shall we say, quotes for what they will be worth 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the road. Now, thanks to Pension Freedom, introduced in 2015, you can access a pension pot at the age of 55, although this will increase to the age of 57 in 2028. So what are your plans with regard to these pots in the future? And on a side issue, An area concerned mentioned by my clients is that they have lost track of old workplace pensions. Now, they may have been set up many years ago, first or second jobs. People remarry, people move houses, okay? They don't update the personal details and they don't let their pension provider know. Now, it does come as a great surprise when I see clients who've been written to by a provider, let's just say at the age of 54, 59, or have potentially access a pension. And that pot may be worth many thousands of pounds, which they'd completely forgotten about. Now, a pension provider doesn't have to write you every year if you no longer contribute to that scheme. Okay. If you have any missing pensions, there's an organisation to help you. It's free, it's impartial, run by the government or a government body called the Pension Tracing Service. So if you have any missing pensions, try and get the paperwork in place. And again, on a personal basis, I have one private SIPP. Now, I do contribute every month a regular amount, so I can pick my own investments. I can control my money and investments easy online. Now, I do have a workplace pension with my current employer, but I'm limited to the contributions. I am limited to the options of the funds available to you. But I pay in, my employer pays in contributions every month, what we call free money. But I can easily manage both pension policies online and I know where all of them are and what sort of benefits are attached to those schemes. I have simplified numerous pensions in the past. Can you do the same moving forwards? And then finally, shall we say, start investing during 2023. No matter how small, make it a consensus decision to start investing today and thereby creating assets which will work for you to improve your financial situation. On a simple basis, do your contribute workplace pension, where your employer will give you free money via the contributions, and all contributions are automatically enrolled into a workplace pension, although you can choose to opt out if you wish. Now, all gains within a pension pot are tax-free, inheritance tax-free. Do you, on a side issue, invest in a stocks and shares ISA, whereby you contribute, let's just say, $20,000 a year if you can, tax year? Now, this may be reached by only a handful of individuals, but you may start off with a relatively small amount. Let's just say £25 a month, £50 a month. And you then increase the amount every payday or at the end of the tax year, or the start of the tax year, or at the end of each calendar year. By investing in simple ETFs across numerous shares and different sectors, you can normally achieve far better growth returns than keeping your money invested in a simple bank or bond society which will pay minimal returns. Now, the stock market will have good years, it will have bad years. A simple example, the S&P 500, the largest 500 countries listed in the US, have averaged an annual return of around 8% each year, year on year, for the past 100 years. Your investment portfolio may start relatively small, but make some goals. Let's just say £500, £1,000, £500, etc. And reinvest any dividends you receive and learn about the power of compounding. Look at the following chart, a simple graphic, okay? As your value grows, it will not only create confidence, but treat yourself when certain milestones are reached. Learn to reward yourself. It will spur you on to then reach bigger goals and bigger goals. And as your portfolio grows, okay, add contributions on a monthly or ad hoc basis. It will snowball in time as value progresses. Look at the following chart, shall we say. It starts off relatively small, and then the power of compound, it will increase in the later years. Okay, take these simple steps in 2023. You can improve your financial position, so make it a decision today to put your financial affairs in order. It will pay off rewardingly in many years to come. And remember, this is my own personal opinion. It's not hard, shall we say, it's simple strategies. If you like the videos, smash the like button, subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you again in the next video.